Saturday, friends. Thanks for joining. We're gonna do a 90-minute yoga class. We're gonna do 5 rounds of sun salutes, and then we'll hop into 26 and 2 yoga. If at any point in class something does not feel right for your body, remember that you can modify, you can do something else, or you can skip entirely. Yoga can be challenging at times, and that's okay, but we're never going to a point of pain, a point where we could cause harm to ourselves or to others. For the sun salutes, you're gonna come towards the top of your mat with your feet close together, arms down by your sides, standing tall. I'm gonna stand back a bit and show you in periphery. We'll do 2 rounds of half sun salutes and 3 rounds of full sun salutes. If the half salutes are speaking to you, continue to do those. They're especially good options if you have like wrist or shoulder injuries. So we'll start with 2 of those, and you can keep doing them if that's what feels good to you this morning. Okay, bring your hands together at heart center, and we'll begin. As you inhale, lift your arms up overhead, look up as if you're saluting or greeting the sun. Slowly exhale through your nose, bend your knees and fold, hands to floor, relax your head. Inhale, lengthen into a halfway lift, hips over heels, chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Again, relax your head, let your head hang heavy. Inhale, arms with your ears, hands together, root to rise, lift up, look up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Exhale, arms with ears, fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. You can have your hands on your thighs, your shins, or the floor in front of you. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale, arms with ears, hands together, lift up, knees can bend. Exhale, hands down. You can continue with those or join us for 3 rounds of full sun salute. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Exhale, slow, bend your knees and fold. Make your exhales longer than your inhale. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift, hips over heels, back flat. Exhale, hands to floor, shoulder width distance, step back into a high plank or tabletop position. On your next exhale, look forward, hug your elbows in and lower down halfway. Inhale, come up into a back bend. You can do cobra with elbows bent and thighs on the floor, or up dog with arms straight and thighs off the floor. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up for down dog. You can bend one knee, straighten the other, pedal out your legs, and then press your heels to the floor, hips to the ceiling, drop your head, push the floor away from you, look for your thighs behind you. If down dog is not speaking to you, come down onto your knees, take a child's pose instead. Sink your hips down as you reach your arms forward. On your next inhale, hands to the floor, look forward, step forward, lengthen halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, fold. Inhale, arms with your ears, hands together, lift up, look up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, lift. Slowly exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back into your high plank or tabletop, and we'll hold here for a moment. If that lowering down motion does not feel good to your body, skip it, go straight from your plank or tabletop directly into your down dog or child's pose. Otherwise, take a chaturanga, hug your elbows in, lower down. Inhale, come up into your back bend. If you're doing up dog, thighs off the floor. Exhale, lift your hips up for down dog or sink your hips down for child's pose. Either way, spread your fingers wide, root down through the knuckles, the palms, the space between your index finger and thumb. Inhale, look forward, step forward, lengthen. Slowly exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, lift up. Exhale, hands down. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back, high plank, keep exhaling, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. If you're doing down dog, try to get your heels on the floor. If your heels do not touch the floor, you can always take a wider stance. If you have tight hamstrings or knees, you can micro bend your knees to take pressure away from the backs of the legs. Otherwise, press your thighs back, lift your hips up, push the floor away from you. Inhale, look forward, step forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands down. Beautiful, that's our little warm up. We will now hop into our beloved 26 and 2 yoga sequence. Come to the middle of your mat with your feet together, toes, heels touching nicely for 2 sets of pranayama, deep breathing, good for your lungs and respiratory system. You'll inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. all the time against the back of your throat. Your nose and mouth are just a passageway. Breathe as much as possible, as long as possible, as slow as possible. Don't forget to have fun. Bring your feet together, toes, heels touching nicely. Interlock your 10 fingers, cross your thumbs, glue your knuckles underneath your chin. Rock your weight into your heels. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. You made it to class. Concentrate, meditate, and begin. Inhale, chin down and arms up. Breathe in through your nose. Lift your elbows up. Suck your stomach in. Fill up your lungs. Exhale, head up. Exhale through your mouth. HA, sound, head back. Arms forward, elbows touch. Good, inhale. Elbows out and arms up. Slowly bring your chin down. Look straight ahead. Lift your elbows all the way up. Breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale, head up. Slowly push your head back. Look way, way, way back for the wall behind you. Arms forward, elbows touch, pointing forward. Inhale, head down. Breathe in through your nose, down through your throat to the very bottom of your lungs. Exhale, head up. As you exhale, open your mouth wide like you're fogging up a mirror on the ceiling. Look back, arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Keep the weight in your heels. Contract your quadricep muscles, squeeze your gluteal muscles, lock your legs. Exhale, head up, weight stays in the heels, hips a little forward, hip muscles contracting, thigh muscles tight. Inhale, head down. As you inhale, suck your stomach in, depression to abdominal wall, contraction to abdominal muscles. Exhale, head up. Even as you exhale, stomach in, slowly push your head back, reach your arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. So the lower body stays still like a statue, just the neck and arms move. Exhale, head up. Just your head drops back. Notice if you're leaning back or sticking your butt out. Keep your back nice and flat from the side, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Slowly bring the chin down. Use your chin to push your knuckles down, palms face the floor. Exhale, head up. Now use your knuckles to push your head back. Squeeze your palms together, wrists together, forearms, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Every new inhale, you want to take in more air than the last breath to expand your lung capacity. Exhale, head up. The more you exhale here, the more fresh oxygen you can take in on your next breath. Push and squeeze. Inhale, head down. So make this the deepest breath so far. Breathing into the top of the lungs, middle of the lungs, bottom of the lungs, full lungs. Exhale, head up. In our day-to-day life, we don't really use the full lung capacity, but the lungs need to be worked out like any other part of the body. Inhale, head down. Let's make this the last breath in the first set. Spine a little longer, elbows a little higher, lungs a little fuller. Suck your stomach in. Breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale, head up. Take your time. Eyes open, hips forward, legs locked, stomach in. Keep exhaling. Push, squeeze, elbows touch. Change, arms down, you can roll out your shoulders and head. Okay, second set, feet together, interlock your fingers, switch the grip, less dominant grip, other thumb, pinky finger on top. Bring all of your knuckles underneath your chin like glue. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your butt, pull your abdomen in, grow taller out of the base of your spine, and begin. Inhale, chin down and arms up. Breathe in through your nose, lift your elbows up, suck your stomach in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, head up, exhale through your mouth. HA, sound, push your head back, stretch your arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, full lungs. Exhale, head up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, elbows touch, 1. Inhale, head down, use the full 6 seconds to inhale. Take in more and more and more air. Exhale, head up, use the full 6 seconds to exhale. Synchronize your breath with your body movements, elbows touch, lungs empty. Inhale, head down. Exhale, head up. Inhale, head down. Exhale, head up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, 2 more. Exhale, head up. Inhale, head down, last breath. Second set, deepest breath of your life when your lungs are totally full. Surprise yourself, take in one more sip of air. Exhale, head up. Take your time, let everything go through the exhale breath. Any worries, any cares, let them go. Be here now, elbows touch. Change, arms down. Let us continue. Ardha Chandrasana with Padasana, half moon with hands to feet pose. Feet together, inhale your arms over your head sideways, palms together. Interlock your fingers, release your index fingers, cross your thumbs. Keep the weight in your heels, hips forward, arms back, big stretch up and bend right and left, right and left. Every time you pass through the middle, stretch up like you're trying to touch the ceiling, just waking up our spine at the beginning of class. When you can't stretch anymore, come to stop in the middle. Bring the weight into your heels, push your hips a little forward, squeeze your palms together, head and arms back, arms with your ears. No room for light and air between the biceps, arms and ears. Stomach in the whole time. Inhale, breathing. Stretch up, out of your waist, try to touch the ceiling. Exhale, breathing, absolutely straight line. Slowly bend your body to the right. Without bending your elbows, without bending your knees, continuously push your hips to the left beyond your flexibility, creating a tremendous stretching feeling on the left side of your body, all over, inside out, bones to skin, fingers to toes. Just remember, it's the first posture of the day. It's a morning class. There's no rush, nowhere you have to be, nothing you have to prove to yourself or to anyone else. All you have to do is breathe in and out through the nose. We're going to breathe through the nose for the rest of class. Keep the weight in your heels, push your hips a little forward, upper body back, touch your biceps to your ears, push your left hip a little forward to get your 2 hips in line. Now bring your right shoulder forward, open your chest like a flower petal blooming, come down, push, push, push. Change, inhale to come up, stop in the middle, hips forward, arms back, big stretch up, stomach in, and slowly bend to the left as you push your hips to the right, still breathing in and out through your nose. Mouth closed, eyes open, focus forward. If your eyes are wandering, your mind is wandering, let this be some time just for you, just to get to know yourself a little bit better. Every day is different, every class is different, right? Our body's constantly changing, our mind is constantly taking in new input, right? So let this be some time just to meet yourself on this unique moment in your journey. Keep the weight in your heels, hips forward, arms back, arms with the ears. Push your right hip a little forward to get your 2 hips in line. Now bring your left shoulder forward, 2 shoulders in line. Look straight ahead, squeeze palms, root down through the heels, come down, push, push, push. Change, inhale to come up, stop in the middle. First back bend, take a deep breath, full lungs, keep your eyes open, and relax your head back as far as it goes. You can give your head a gentle shake, look for the floor behind you. Squeeze your butt, lift your chest, and immediately bring your arms back with your ears. Try to touch the wall behind you. So whole spine back bending from coccyx to the neck, lower back, middle back, upper back. Bend your total spine backward bending. Keep the weight in your heels, lock your legs. Inhale, breathing, push stomach, thighs, hips, everything forward, and bring your arms back. Look back, fall back, way back, go back, more back. Change, inhale to come up, big stretch up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold, arms with your ears, hands to floor, drop your head. Go for a walk, move your hips, shake your head. This is a U-turn from back bending to forward folding. At the beginning of class, your spine might not be quite warmed up yet. Move your hips to get your lower back nice, relaxed, comfortable, easy, flexible. Padasana, hands to feet pose. Bend your knees halfway. You can grab the backs of your calves, your Achilles, or your heels from underneath. Step on all 10 fingers, stomach in. Pull on your heels. Roll your weight into your toes and lift your hips up. Stretch your upper body down from the lower spine to the floor. Pulling is the object of stretching. You're trying to create a tremendous stretching feeling on the back of your body, all over, inside out, bones to skin, fingers to toes with a smiling, happy face. It's kind of poetic. Pull on your heels, roll your weight into your toes, lift your hips up, push your knees back, pull, stretch, lengthen, and change. Come up, arms with ears, knees can bend as you lift. You want to come up with a flat back. Good, arms down, and you stand a little taller. So at the beginning of class, in between postures, maybe you roll out your shoulders a little bit, but slowly throughout class, you're going to try and find a little bit of stillness in between each and every posture. Second set, half moon with hands to feet pose, feet together, arms overhead sideways, palms together, switch the grip, other thumb, pinky finger on top. Press your heels down, hips forward, arms back. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, slowly drop to the right as you press your hips to the left, still breathing in and out through your nose. So the first set is kind of diagnostic. You're just checking in with like, how am I breathing? How am I doing? The second set you could say is more medicinal, right? So if in the first set you realize like, ooh, I'm really tight today, stay light and lifted. If in the first set you were like, hey, this feels pretty good, maybe in the second set you go a little deeper, right? Keep the weight in your heels, left hip a little forward, right shoulder a little forward. Use your right hand to pull left hand to the top right corner of the room. Push your left heel into the floor. Push your right heel into the floor. Come down, push, push, push. Change. Inhale to come up. Stop in the middle. Hips forward, arms back. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, slowly drop to the left as you push your hips to the right. Imagine you could do this posture between two panes of glass. So you could simultaneously like lean your body against a wall behind you and press your chest and armpits into a wall in front of you. Everything stays nice and open and in one line. Weight in the heels, right thigh a little forward so the hips point forward, left rib cage a little forward so the shoulders are nice and open. Arms with the ears, weight in the heels, still breathing in and out through your nose. Inhale, lengthen the arms, lock your left arm, lock your left leg. Exhale, come down, push, push, push. Change. Inhale to come up. Second heart opener, keep your eyes open, relax your head back as far as it goes. Squeeze your butt, lift your chest, and bring your arms back with your ears. So sometimes in back bends, we can't do like deep belly breaths, right? But you can still do little sips of air in and out through your nose here. Eyes open, weight in the heels, look back. Push stomach, thighs, hips, everything forward. Squeeze palms together a little bit more. Push your hands back. Bring your arms back. Look back, fall back, way back, go back, more back. Change, inhale to come up, big stretch up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold. Hands to floor, let your head hang heavy. Go for another walk, move your hips, shake your head. Notice what's a little bit more loose in the second set and what's still a little tight or tender. There's no right or wrong, but you do want to proceed accordingly. So, especially if you're noticing like you have a strained muscle or something like that, that's an example of something that you want to like leave alone. You don't want to overstretch like a strained muscle. So just keep that in mind throughout your practice. Padasana, hands to feet pose, bend your knees halfway. You can grab the backs of your calves, your Achilles, or your heels from underneath. Step on all 10 fingers. Pull on your heels, roll your weight into your toes, and lift your hips up. Stretch your upper body down from the lower spine to the floor. Pulling is the object of stretching. Wrap your elbows back, touch elbows to calves, stomach to thighs, chest to knees, eventually face to the shins below the knees. No room for light and air between the upper and lower body. Stomach in, eyes open, pull on your heels, roll your weight into your toes, lift your hips up, push your knees back, lock your knees, lock your knees, lock your knees. Change, come up, arms with ears, knees can bend. You want to come up with a straight spine. Good, arms down. And you let that one go, just slowly transitioning into a little bit more stillness between every posture. Awkward Utkatasana, step your right foot to the right about 6 inches, hip width distance, insides of the feet parallel. It's not too big of a step. Right, bring your arms up parallel to the floor, tricep muscles tight, all 5 fingers together, thumbs with your index fingers. Reach your arms forward, pull your abdomen in, bend your knees, sit back and down into a chair. Feet flat position, spine straight to begin with, 100% of your body weight in your heels. Suck your stomach in and lean your upper body back. Depression to abdominal wall, contraction to abdominal muscles, suck it in, hold it in tight. Bring a little bit more weight back into your heels. Reach your arms forward. That's your counterbalance. Shoulders down, chest up, lift your chin up, chest up, lean back, fall back, way back. Change. Inhale to come up. Keep your arms there. Push your hips forward. Lift your heels up. Come up maximum on your tippy toes like a ballerina. I'm not going to do the second and third parts because of a toe injury. Lift your heels as high as you can. Stretch up. Bend your knees and sit down. So as you sit down, notice if the knees want to come in or out. Point your knees and big toes forward. Lift your heels a little higher, knees a little higher. Sit down into a chair, but don't sit below a chair. Change. Inhale to come up. Last part, still breathing. Squeeze your knees, your inner thighs together. Let your heels come a little off the floor and slowly sit down. Take your time, listen to your body. Just keep squeezing your knees together as you sit down. Stop when there's a 1/2 inch gap between your hips and heels. Squeeze your knees together and forward, thighs parallel to the floor, arms parallel to the thighs, spine perfectly straight from the side. Looks like you're holding a box. Change, slowly come up, knees together, beautiful. Heels down, right foot back, arms and shoulders down. So If you're ever dealing with an illness or an injury that makes some postures inaccessible, focus on what you can do, right? So for example, like I'll keep my arms up even if I can't lift my heels up, stuff like that. Always look for what you can do rather than what you cannot do in a yoga class. Second set, step your right foot to the right, hip width distance, insides of your feet parallel, arms up parallel to the floor, reach your arms forward, pull your abdomen in, bend your knees and sit down, feet flat, weight in your heels. Reach your arms forward, all 5 fingers together, triceps tight, hands are flat, drop the shoulders down and lift up, abdomen in, neck long, lift your chin up, chest up, change, inhale to come up, keep your arms there, push your hips a little forward, and you're gonna lift your heels as high as you can. Stretch up at the top, pull your abdomen in, bend your knees and sit down. So it's common at first to lean forward, see if you can lean back. From there, notice if you're sticking your butt out, see if you can tuck your tailbone under so the spine is long, heels a little higher, knees a little higher, sit down into a chair, but don't sit below a chair. Change, inhale to come up. Last part, still breathing. Squeeze your knees, thighs together, let your heels come a little off the floor and slowly sit down. Keep squeezing the knees and thighs together. Stop whenever you want. You can also put your hands on the floor to help you sit down. Eventually, lift your hips a little bit so there's still a gap between your hips and heels. Squeeze your knees together and forward, pull your abdomen in, stretch the crown of your head up to the ceiling and change. Slowly come up, squeeze knees, thighs together as you lift. Beautiful, heels down, right foot back, arms and shoulders down. Eagle pose, Garasana. Inhale your arms over your head, big stretch up. Exhale, swing right arm, under left arm, right elbow, under left elbow. You can interlace fingers, you can have hands in prayer. You can also grab your shoulders and give yourself a big bear hug. Pull elbows down, bend your knees, sit down into a chair, stay down there, lean back and bring your right leg over your left leg as high as possible. Right leg over left, cross twist and breathe slowly in and out through your nose. If your foot is coming out, sit down more. If you're losing your balance, arch your upper body back. Bring your knees to the right, upper body to the left, twist like ropes. Bring the weight back into your heel, sit down more, elbows down more, stomach in, lean your upper body back at the end. Good, change. Feet together, arms over your head. Let's do the left side. Swing your left arm under your right arm, left under right. Notice if your hands go to the right of your face. You're gonna pull your hands back to center and then bring the right shoulder down to even out the shoulders. Pull your elbows down. One day fingertips go below the nose. Bend your knees, sit down into a chair, hips down low, lean back. Try to keep your hips low and bring your left leg over your right leg, left over right, cross twist, and eventually wrap your left foot behind your right calf muscle. Doesn't have to be today or tomorrow. You might notice that this side feels a little or a lot different from the other side. It does for me, and that's okay. We're not symmetrical, and yoga isn't really about symmetry, right? It's about self-realization. Start to bring your knees a little to the left and upper body to the right. You want wrists, elbows, knees, and ankles all in one line. If your foot is coming out, sit down more. If you're losing your balance, arch your upper body back. Right hip a little forward, left shoulder forward, sit down and lean back. Good, change. Feet together, arms over your head, right into second set. Bring your right arm under your left arm. This is one of the only times in class where we use momentum. When you swing the right arm under the left arm, pull the elbows down, try to get fingers below the nose, bend your knees, sit down, lean back, and bring your right leg over your left leg, right over left, cross twist, breathe slow. Bring your knees a little to the right, upper body to the left. Notice if your wrists are bending, try to straighten the wrists. Notice if your fingertips are separated, eventually wrists straight and fingertips in line. That's like a lifetime of work right there, just on the deltoid, the shoulder blades, scapula, elbows and wrists. And then start to sit a little bit lower, working into the hips, knees, and ankles. Sit down, elbows down, lean back. Good, change, feet together, arms over your head. Last one, here we go, using a little momentum. Left arm under right arm, pull elbows down, sit down, stomach in, lean back, stomach in, and bring your left leg over your right leg. Focus on the compression in the thighs. Push the top leg into the bottom leg. Think about bringing right knee to right and left knee to left. Right elbow to right and left elbow to left. Feel deep compression running down the center line of your body among all your major joints. Sit down more, Stomach in, lean your upper body back at the end. Good, change. Feet together, arms over your head. Slowly with control, arms down. Party time, you can grab a sip of water if you want. Cheers, friends. Okay, standing head to knee. Dandayamana Janushrasana. Shift your weight to your left leg so your big toe points forward. Inside of your left foot is parallel to your mat. As you're ready, squeeze your left thigh tight, bend your right knee, and lift your right leg up. You can take a moment here to point your toes, flex your toes. Notice the difference. Keep your toes flexed back towards your face the whole time. Option to stay here, or as you're ready, round down and eventually pick up your right foot. All 10 fingers interlocked, webbing to webbing grip. From start to finish, standing legs should be solid, concrete, one piece, lamp post, unbroken. You have no need. Option to stay here. If you know your left leg is locked, no bend, no wobble. Inhale, breathing, slowly, gently, lift your right leg up. Stretch it forward until your right leg is exactly parallel to the floor. No higher, no lower, standing leg locked. Focus on what you can do. Sometimes that's just intentional breaths in and out through your nose. If both legs lock from the side legs, make an upside down L like Linda, then bend elbows down. Touch elbows to calf muscles. One day, elbows go below the calf muscles. Lock your knee, lock your knee, lock your knee. Change. Arms straight, bend the right leg, right foot down. Shift your weight to your right leg. Contract your inner thigh, outer thigh. Lift your kneecap. Use your side seat, so your gluteus minimus and maximus. You want to use all the muscles in your standing leg to keep the joint stable. You also really want to pull your abdomen in so that you're not putting too much pressure on the hip and the hip flexor, right? The core is tight as well. From here, bend your left knee, lift your left leg up, flex your toes back. So from the beginning, you're using your muscle strength to take pressure and weight away from the joints in your body. So you're squeezing your quadricep muscle to take weight away from the kneecap, and you're pulling your abdomen in to take weight away from the hips. Option to stay here or start to round down and eventually pick up your left foot. All 10 fingers interlocked, webbing to webbing grip. Try to keep your right big toe on the floor the whole time. Lock your right leg, flex your left toes back, and when you're ready, lift your left leg up. So the whole time using your muscles, core tight, quadricep tight, press your heel forward, flex your toes back. You want your left leg exactly parallel to the floor. No higher, that's too easy. No lower, that'll hurt your back. Standing leg locked. If both legs lock, you feel tremendous stretching feeling on the backs of your legs. Then bend elbows down, stomach in, touch elbows to calf muscles, stomach in. One day elbows go below the calf muscle. Heel forward, toes back, face relaxed. Change. Arms straight, bend the leg, left foot down. You can put your hands on your back, do a little back bend, or a knee bend. Second set, take a moment here to reset. Always focusing on what you can do, and sometimes that's just a nice slow breath in and out through the nose. Second set, shift your weight to your left leg, lock your left leg, pull your abdomen in, lift your right leg up, flex your toes back, round your spine, and pick up your right foot. Concentrate, meditate. Don't forget to have fun. Inhale, lift your right leg up. If both legs lock, bend elbows down. Can you keep your big toe on the floor? Without letting the big toe come off the floor, slowly tuck your chin to your chest. Put your forehead on your knee. Big toe down the whole time. Heel forward, toes back, stomach in. Whenever you're ready, start to come out. Keep your big toe down on the floor as you reverse out. Very nice. Last one, shift your weight to your right leg, lock your right leg, lift your left leg up, pull your abdomen in, flex your toes back, round down, and pick up your left foot like you're about to help your best friend over a fence. Even your thumbs under your foot. Concentrate, meditate, keep your right big toe down, and when you're ready, lift your left leg up. Continuously keep kicking without stopping, without intermission. If both legs lock, bend elbows down, elbows go below calf muscles, big toe on the floor, then tuck chin to chest. Put your exactly forehead on your knee. Lock your knee, lock your knee, lock your knee. Keep the big toe down as you slowly come out step by step. Beautiful. Go team. Standing bow pulling pose, Dandayamana Dhanurasana, feet together. Bring your right hand up, elbow touches the body. Bring your hand out to the right. Give yourself a high five for practicing yoga today. Yes, reach back without turning or twisting your wrist. Pick up the inside of your right foot at the ankle bone, thumb with your index finger. Bring your left arm up and back, right hip forward and down, knees together to start. Lock your left leg, point your right toes, lift your chin, take a breath, stretch up. And when you're ready, slowly charge your body forward. Simultaneously kick your right leg back and up. Take your time. Slowly bring your body down and the leg up. See the foot come directly over the top of your head. So from the side, 2 heels in line. Kick back and up, 2 shoulders in line. Touch your chin to your shoulder, shoulder blade scapula, stretching away from the body. Kicking and stretching should be equal, simultaneous, 50-50. The harder you kick, you can balance forever. You're kicking in 2 directions. You're kicking back and you're kicking up. Body down more, leg up more, charge your body forward. Kick, kick, kick. Good, change slowly. Kick yourself up, feet together, arms down, take a breath. Bring your left hand up, out to the left, reach back without turning or twisting your wrist. Pick up the inside of your left foot at the ankle, thumb with your index finger. Bring your right arm up and back, left hip forward and down, knees together to start. Squeeze your right thigh, point your left toes, lift your chin. You can stay right here in the setup. This is already a great shoulder opener. When you're ready, stretch up one more time and slowly kick into your hand. Simultaneously charge your body forward. Take your time. All 5 fingers together, thumb with index finger, palm of your right hand faces the floor. Get your right arm exactly parallel to the floor, no higher, no lower, standing leg locked. The right arm is the counterbalance to the kick. Right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Remember, kicking and stretching equal, simultaneous, 50-50. The harder you kick, you can balance forever, kick really hard. If you fall out, take a breath, hop back in, always focus on what you can do. Slowly body down to parallel, big toe all the way up to the ceiling, kicking up just as much as you're kicking back. Body down more, leg up more, charge your body forward, kick, kick, kick. Good, change slowly. Kick yourself up, feet together, arms down. Take a soothing breath. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. This is one of my favorite moments in class, right? The heart rate's a little elevated, or at least my heart rate is a little bit elevated. And through it all, we're still able to maintain our breath. Second set, bring your right hand up, out to the right. Reach back without turning or twisting your wrist. Pick up the inside of your right foot at the ankle, left arm up, right hip forward, touch your bicep to your ear. Lift your chin, point your toes, option to stay here, or when you're ready, take a breath, stretch up, and slowly kick, stretch, breathe. Kick into your hand, stretch forward, breathe through your nose, triceps tight. Create maximum space between your left hand and your right foot. So eventually you're going to come down all the way, 2 heels in line. Best way to fall is forward, like this. Wee. Eventually, body down more. I did that on purpose, just kidding. Leg up more. Kick, kick, kick. Good, change. Slowly kick yourself up. Feet together, arms down. So if you fall out towards the end of a posture, I always encourage you just to finish in the setup of the posture, right? If you're like, if there's only 2 seconds left, still finish in the setup of the posture. So then you finish with everyone else. And I think there's something like mentally important to knowing that you stayed in the whole time, right? Fall out 5 times, hop back in 6. Last one, bring your left hand up, out to the left, reach back, pick up the inside of your left foot at the ankle, bring your right arm up, left hip forward, knees together, lock your right leg, point your left toes, lift your chin, lift your shoulders, stretch up, and slowly kick, stretch, breathe. Standing bow pulling pose, a bow like in archery. Some people say that your right arm makes the arrow, piercing the air, your left leg and arm make the bow, right? You're drawing a bow taut with your body. Iyengar takes it a step further. He says body is the bow, posture is, pardon me, body is the bow. No, body is the bow. Posture is the arrow, but the target is the soul. So the goal here, right, isn't necessarily to do the standing splits. The goal is just to be able to sit with yourself and enjoy your own company, getting to know your soul a little bit better. Body down more, leg up more, kick, kick, kick. Good, change slowly. Whee, kick yourself up, feet together, arms down. Come to the back of your mat, Tula Dandasana, balancing stick. Feet together, arms over your head sideways, palms together. Interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross thumbs. This is a short posture, but we still want to handle it with care. Press your biceps into your ears, pull your abdomen in, and stretch up. Step your right foot forward. Take care to shift your weight to your right foot. Bring your left hip forward. Lock both legs, stretch, and start to tilt. Maybe in the first set, just 1 or 2 inches, eventually coming down parallel to the floor. Arms, body, head, legs, everything parallel to the floor. From the side, body makes a T like Tom, not a broken umbrella. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Change, left foot down, right foot back, pull the abdomen in and lean back. Step your left foot forward, big toe points forward. Shift your weight to your left foot, stretch, point your right toes, and come down slow with control. Arms with your ears. Squeeze your palms together. Notice if the right hip is opening up. Drop your right hip down so your hips and armpits face the floor. Body down, leg up, stretch, stretch, stretch. Change. Right foot down, left foot back, arms down, hold still, take a breath. Second set, arms over your head, palms together, interlock fingers, switch the grip, release index fingers, cross thumbs, pull abdomen in, lengthen through your whole spine. Step your right foot forward, lock both legs, stretch up, and tilt. Notice if the left hip is opening, right? You're gonna drop the left hip down, spiral inner left thigh up, pull your abdomen in, lift your kneecaps, lock your legs, squeeze your palms, stretch, change, left foot down, right foot back, big stretch up, stomach in, step your left foot forward, use your grip strength, squeeze palms together, stretch and tilt. Keep your arms with your ears and your neck long, so you're not dropping your head down, but you're also not like jutting it all the way away from your face. Body down more, leg up more, chest down, chin forward, leg up, stretch, change, right foot down, left foot back, arms down. Enough of that, you can come to the top of your mat and face the long side of your mat for the separate leg series. I will face you, standing separate leg stretching, Dandayamana Bikattapada Paschimottanasana. Inhale your arms over your head. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, 4 feet minimum, arms down parallel to the floor. You can turn your toes in to pigeon toe your feet. This will internally rotate your hips and pelvis, or you can point your toes forward to keep your hips and pelvis neutral. This is a good option if you've had a hip replacement or if you have sciatic nerve pain. Lock your legs, lift your chest, pull your abdomen in, swan dive forward, stomach in. Beautiful. You're gonna grab your heels from behind, roll forward, lift your hips up, push your knees back, touch your head to the floor, in between your feet. Now for folks with long torsos and loose hamstrings like me, it might be pretty easy to touch your head to the floor. But let's say you have tight hamstrings or long legs, right? You might want to try taking a bigger or smaller step. You might start by grabbing the outsides of your feet, or if your knees are bending a lot, put your hands on the floor, walk your hands forward, lift your hips up, push your knees back, now lock your legs. If you have a grip on your feet and it feels good, start to pull. Pulling is the object of stretching. First the leg stretching, then the hip stretching, lower spine stretching, whole spine stretching, whole body stretching, 360-degree angle stretching, coccyx to toes, coccyx to forehead, touch your forehead to the floor, in between your feet. Good, change, slowly come up, hips forward, lift your ribs as you come up, beautiful. Step your right foot back to the place, arms up, and slowly with control, arms down. If your forehead touched the floor easily in the first set, take a smaller step so your spine has room to grow. If your forehead was nowhere near the floor, you can always take a little bit of a bigger step, just never so wide of a step that you lose control of the legs, right? You want to feel the stretch in the backs of the legs, not the inner thighs. Second set, arms over your head sideways. Step your right foot to the right. The step that works for you, tall grande venti, customize it. Lock your legs, lift your chest and go down. Chin away from the chest, fingers in line with the shoulders. Grab your heels from behind. If you have a grip on your feet, bend elbows to calves. So in a lot of styles of yoga, you would bend the elbows out in this posture. Ours is a little different. You want to bend the elbows back, elbows to calves, shoulders to ceiling, belly button to spine. Everybody roll forward and push. Push your big toes down, push your knuckles down. push your butt up, push your knees back, lock your legs. If your head's not touching the floor, go ahead, take a bigger step, and then roll forward again, pull, stretch, lengthen, breathe. Touch your head to the floor, in between your feet. Lovely, change, slowly come up. Lift your ribs as you come up. Nice, step your right foot back to the place, arms up, and slowly arms down. If you're thirsty, this is a really good, opportune moment to grab a sip of water. Okay, triangle, Trikonasana. Inhale your arms over your head. Exhale, step your right foot to the right. Big step, 4 feet minimum, arms down parallel to the floor. Push your hips forward, lean your upper body back. Turn your right foot out, keep your 2 heels in line. Inhale, bend your right leg, and you can bounce a couple times to warm up your hips and knees, and then start to lunge. If your knee is going way beyond your ankle, maybe take a little bit of a bigger step. Bend your right knee, sit down so that your right thigh bicep is parallel to the floor. Right leg should make an upside down L like Linda. Push your hips forward, lean back, keep your spine straight in the middle, and move your arms at the same time. Right elbow in front of the knee. Hover your fingertips between your big and second toe. Don't touch the floor, don't push any weight on the floor. Look up to the ceiling, touch your chin to your shoulder, and really reach your left arm up. As you actively stretch your right arm down, feel your chest opening. Push your left hip forward and down, stomach in. Push your right knee back with the help of your elbow, chest up. Now turn, twist upper body back like spine twisting posture. Lock your left leg, keep your left foot flat on the floor. Change, rotate your arms, straighten your right leg, right toes in, left toes out. Make sure your 2 heels are in line, not crisscross. Inhale, bend your left leg and lunge. You can bounce a couple times to warm up the hips and knees, and then start to sit down low. Keep your right leg locked the whole time. Bend your left knee more, sit down, lean back, reach your arms apart, and now move your arms. So the arms are actively stretching the whole time. Elbow in front of the knee, aim your fingertips towards your big toe rather than your heel. Look up towards the ceiling and really reach your right arm up so the arms are at 6 and 12 o'clock. Notice if your chest is facing the floor. You're gonna bring the left rib cage forward, right shoulder up so that your chest starts to open to the wall in front of you. Like open your chest like a flower petal blooming. Sink your right hip down, push your left knee back, turn, twist upper body back, lock your right leg. Keep your whole right foot flat on the floor. Change, move your arms, straighten your leg, left toes in, right foot back, arms up, and slowly arms down. Take a slow inhale. And an even slower exhale. Beautiful. Second set, arms over your head. Step your right foot to the right. Push your hips forward, lean your upper body back. So even in the setup, you're actively stretching your arms apart. Arms are active. Squeeze heels together, inner thighs are active. Turn your right foot out. Left toes can point in a little bit. Bend your right knee and lunge. Notice if your knee is going to the left of your ankle, you want your knee directly over your ankle. Sit down, lean back, stomach in, and move your arms. Now let's say your thigh isn't parallel to the floor yet, right? Like hips are a little tight or knee injury. Maybe just the wrist in front of the knee or the forearm. So you're not staying all the way lifted, but you're also not coming all the way down. Pull your abdomen in here too to take pressure off of the hip joint, right? Try to squeeze heels together, really utilizing the inner thigh strength for stability. Look up, reach your left arm up, stretch your right arm down, right rib cage forward, turn, twist, lock your left leg, keep your left foot flat on the floor. Change, rotate your arms, straighten your right leg, right toes in, the left toes out, 2 heels in line. Inhale, bend your left leg, sit down, lean back and move your arms. So abdomen is tight the whole time, unless you're pregnant. Look up towards the ceiling, touch your chin to your shoulder. If you're pregnant, every time you hear me say, suck your stomach in, ignore me. Push your right hip forward and down, push your left knee back. And even if you're not pregnant, if you hear a cue of mine that does not work for your body, ignore me. Drop your right hip down, push your left knee back, reach your right arm up, stretch your left arm down, turn, twist upper body back, lock your right leg, keep your right foot flat on the floor. Change. Rotate your arms, straighten your left leg, left toes in, right foot back, arms up, and slowly arms down. Take a breath. I had like an injury once in a class, and I was modifying something, and the teacher kept being like, Hancock, do it this way, do it this way. And finally I looked at him, and we don't do this to your teachers, but we had a good relationship. So I flipped him off, which is not very yogic, but he said, what's wrong? And I said, like, my knee is hurt. And he said, well, why didn't you say so? And I was like, because it's a yoga class. I'm not going to tell you in the middle of class that my knee is hurt. But, you know, don't literally give a yoga teacher the bird unless you know them well. But metaphorically, right? If you ever hear someone say a cue that you know does not work for you, ignore it. You do you. Okay, head to knee pose. Dandayamana, Bikram Jani Shrasana. Inhale, arms overhead, palms together, cross your thumbs. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, 3 to 4 feet. Pick up your toes, pivot on your heels. If you're on the long side of your mat, you will face the back of your mat. Turn your back toes in. Push your left hip forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 2 hips in line, 2 heels in line. Backside foot makes a 45-degree angle. Stretch up. Tuck your chin to your chest and go down. One of the things that I actually like culturally about like 26 and 2 yogis is that like culturally it's not like a holier than thou yoga culture, right? It's you could theoretically flip off your teacher as a sign of endearment. Bend your front leg, touch your knee and head together, depending on the teacher. Front side compression and the student. Throat choked, eyes open, breathing normal. If your forehead and knee are not touching, you can take a bigger step. You can bend your front leg. You can really push the floor away from you, tuck your chin to your chest, eventually forehead and knee touch, but you're never forcing your body, especially in forward folds or when we're rounding our spine. These are ones to be careful of, right? Especially if you have like a history of slip discs or just an achy back. You're never forcing your body to round. Just slowly over time, chin to chest, forehead to knee. Push your forehead into your knee a couple times real quick. Lock both legs, hands together. Change, slowly uncurl, left hip forward, left shoulder forward, full stop at the top. Pivot on your heels to the other side of the room or the front of your mat. I don't know about you, but for me, my heels always get crisscrossed in transition. Uncross your heels, turn your back toes in, move your right hip forward, left rib cage back, big stretch up, chin to chest, and slowly with control go down. So again, this is a rounded spine posture. If you're pregnant or if you have a history of slip discs, you're welcome to make it a flat back posture. Otherwise, compressing the abdomen, chin to chest, throat choke, jaw relaxed, eyes open, stomach in, breathing normal. As you look towards your hips, notice if the hips are kind of opening up, right? You want to move the right hip forward and down, left hip back and up so your 2 hips are even. That way both sides of your back round equally the same. You're not like crunching into one side of the body, you're twisting the spine. When you even out the hips, you start to even out the whole back. Push your forehead into your knee, lock both legs, hands together, change, slowly uncurl, right hip forward, right shoulder forward, full stop at the top. Pivot on your heels, step your right foot back, slowly arms down. So this posture is called head to knee Jani Shrasana. There's 3 iterations of it. And in Ayurvedic medicine, this is actually considered like a really medicinal posture. So often I think in the West, we think of yoga as like, what will it do for my muscles and joints? But in Ayurvedic medicine, there's also like, medicinal value to like your chakras or your glands. So I'm going to explain some of the purported medicinal benefits of this posture in the second set. Keep in mind that not all of this has been clinically proven in a lab, but as we were talking about before class, there's more and more tests coming out, like lab results, stuff like that coming out about the medicinal values of yoga. So I like to, take it with a grain of salt, but also recognize that like maybe there's something to like this ancient wisdom. So head to knee, Jani Shrasana, second set. Arms over your head, palms together, cross your thumbs. Step your right foot to the right, 3 to 4 feet. Pivot on your heels. Turn your back toes in. Push your left hip forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Stretch up. Tuck your chin to your chest and go down. Round your spine. So we're compressing the abdominal wall. Suck your stomach in, touch your forehead to your knee. So you're actively pushing your forehead into your knee to stimulate your pineal gland or third eye chakra. Chin tuck to chest stimulates throat chakra or thyroid parathyroid gland. This posture is sometimes called a marriage between the pancreas and kidneys. When you pull your abdomen in this much, you start to squeeze into the abdominal wall so much that it's believed that you squeeze into the pancreas on the deepest level of the abdominal wall and stretch the kidneys on the lower middle back. That's also this idea, right? It's good for the endocrine system, good for hypothyroidism or type 2 diabetes. Push your forehead into your knee, lock both legs, hands together, change, slowly uncurl, vertebra by vertebra, disc by disc. Head up last, good. Pick up your toes, pivot to the other side of the room, uncross your heels, turn your back toes in, stretch up, chin to chest, go down. We are also working on toning our core, stretching our back. We're working on our balance, and we're also working on a little bit of patience and stability here, right? You want to go slowly in and out of the posture. You're working on your hips. And again, part of the reason why you want to get your hips in line, at least in the view of Ayurvedic medicine, is if you are actively stretching your kidneys here, if one hip is higher than the other, that means that you're overstretching one kidney and like squeezing into another one. So you want to even out the hips so that both kidneys can round equally the same. Chin to chest, keep your jaw relaxed, throat choked, eyes open, breathing normal. Push your forehead into your knee to stretch the backs of your legs. Walk your hands back together to test your balance. Change, slowly come up using your patience, your strength rather than inertia. Vertebra by vertebra, disc by disc, head up last. Good, pivot on your heels, step your right foot back, arms down. So a lot of people with like hypothyroidism or type 2 diabetes swear by the head to knee postures, or anytime you actively tuck your chin to your chest and pull your abdomen in. Come to the middle of your mat and towel for tree pose Tadasana. Shift your weight to your left leg, block your left leg, and lift your right leg up. Touch your heel to your costume, sole of foot flat to ceiling. Slowly, gently, let your right knee drop down and back into a half lotus shape. Never force your body. Right hand up to the center of your chest, and if you can balance, left hand. Notice if the elbows are coming out and the shoulders are tensing up. Elbows down, shoulders down, right hip a little forward, point your right toes, stretch the crown of your head up to the ceiling, temporarily eliminate any curvature in your spine. Change, right leg down. Shift your weight to your right leg, squeeze your right thigh tight, and lift your left leg up, heel to costume. Slowly, gently, let your left knee drop down and back into a lotus shape. So we're training the hips and knees to sit in lotus pose one day. Left hand up to the center of your chest. And if you can balance without your foot sliding, right hand up. But if your foot slides like mine, you can hold on to your foot the whole time. Also, if you have tight knee, it can also help to hold on to your knee the whole time. One day the knee drops, but you're never forcing the hip or knee to open. Press the left hip a little forward, left knee down, and then work on that balance, right? Squeezing the inner thigh, outer thigh, lift the kneecap, squeeze your glute, but make sure you're not grabbing the floor with your toes. That'll cramp your calf. Change, left leg down. Next we do toe stand Padangusthasana. You're also welcome to do a second set of tree. Bikram, for all of his flaws, has many sage wisdom moments. And one of them, in head to knee pose, he'll talk about marriage of the pancreas and kidneys. But in this next posture, toe stand, he's like, it's about them getting their life together. That is what this posture is supposed to be like. This toe stand is, he's like, get your life together. That's what it's about, right? Pick a spot on the floor, 4 feet in front of you, don't move your eyes, lock your left leg. I love that idea. Lift your right leg up, touch your heel to your costume, let your right knee drop. You can bring one or both hands together. Option to stay here. Sometimes just looking to the floor sets that seed in the mind, right? Where the eyes go, body knows to follow. As you're ready, you're gonna start to fold forward, hands to the floor eventually. From here, you can stay here or walk your hands forward, lean forward, lift your heel, bend your knee, sit down. You can even put your knees on the floor when you sit down, just so that you know that you're stable. From here, walk your hands back to either sides of your hips. Point your right toes, bring your right hip forward, right knee down, 2 knees, 2 hips in line, stretch up. Left hand up to the center of your chest. Right hand up, palms together, spine straight, come a ½ inch off your heel. Okay, when you're ready, hands to floor. You can come up on 2 feet or push your hands into the floor to straighten your standing leg, and then push your hips forward to lift up. Good, change, right leg down, shift your weight to your right leg, squeeze your right thigh tight and lift your left leg up. Anywhere above the knee is great. If your foot's prone to falling below your knee, hold on to your foot on the way down. Otherwise, you can bring one or both hands together. I'm not gonna do this side, but I will walk you through it. And if you're staying with me, sitting up tall, right, we're gonna focus on what we can do rather than what we cannot do. So one or both hands together, pick a spot on the floor, concentrate, meditate. Don't forget to have fun. As you're ready, start to fold forward. Eventually, hands to floor. Walk your hands forward, lift your right heel, bend your right knee, sit down on your heel. Walk your hands back to either sides of your hips. Bring your left hip forward, left knee down. Stretch your spine up. Left hand up to the center of your chest. Right hand up, palms together. Elbows down, abdomen in, spine straight. Come a ½ inch off your heel. When you're ready, hands to the floor. You can come up on 2 feet or actively push your hands into the floor to lift your hips up, straighten your standing leg, heel down, and then press your hips forward, lift your chest up to come out of it, just the way you went in. Beautiful. Change. Left leg down. Honor yourself. Give yourself high five, fist bump, turn around, Savasana. Head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. We're on the floor for the rest of class. I'm going to adjust our camera angle here. Whee! Okay. So we were talking before class about books, and I've shared with some of you before as we lie in Savasana, heels together, toes fall open. I shouldn't forget that. Heels together, toes fall open, arms down, palms face the ceiling, eyes open, mouth closed, Savasana. I've shared with some of you before that I have like a magical laundry room in my building that has this incredible selection of books, and often like I'll think like, oh, I would love to read this book, and then it'll show up there. Or sometimes like I'll just find a book on a topic that I wanted, or a book that I didn't even know that I needed to read, but I find it there and I read it. And you know, the less spiritual version of this is that I live in Northwest DC in a fairly homogenous community, and it's not surprising that a lot of the people in my building have similar interests in books to me. But the more spiritual version is that it feels like a magical library in my building where things just fall into my lap. And one of the things that I found there recently is a book from the 70s called Yoga and Psychotherapy, The Evolution of Consciousness by Swami Rama, Rudolph Valentine, and Swami Ajaya. And also whoever had it before me like highlighted a lot of stuff in it, which is really cool. But there's many gems in here in this book. I wanted to share, this is like chapter 1, first sentence, I think is lovely. And I think something that I think everyone in this room will appreciate. So it says, in the minds of many people in the West, yoga is associated primarily with strange contortions of the body. But the major focus of yoga is actually the modification of one's self-awareness and relationship to the world. It is a complete system of therapy, which includes developing awareness and control of the physical body, emotions, mind, and interpersonal relations. So I often think, you know, we come to yoga for a cute butt and we leave with peace of mind, or, you know, we come to yoga for peace of mind and we leave with a cute butt, or, you know, maybe both, right? But I think the more that we practice yoga, even if we start to come for the physical benefits, I think many of us, or at least I'll speak for myself, like I've stayed in this practice because of like the, you know, mental, emotional, spiritual benefits of it, right? And I've realized how very entwined moving my body, being conscious of my body, how very entwined that is with a personal practice of like wellness, self-care, not just my relationship with myself, but my relationship with others. So especially on days, you know, sometimes we do get caught up in like the contortions of the body, what we can do or what we cannot do. And just remember that it's about more than that. And I think all of you know that, right? Pavana when you're moving pose, bend your right leg up, interlock your 10 fingers, grab your right shin, just below the knee, nice tight white knuckle grip, pull your knee out to the right, down towards your shoulder, avoid your rib cage. So yes, this is a yoga asana, a posture, but it's also just an opportunity to really like feel your grip strengthening, to feel your hip opening, to feel a little bit of pressure on the lower abdomen, change right leg down, bend your left leg up, pull your knee out and down. So in a very like cerebral and often disembodied world, especially in the last year, right, where like everything is happening via email, it's so nice to be in your body, right? Sometimes a little scary or a little jarring, but at the end of the day, deeply therapeutic, just to feel your body and to really be with your breath. Change, left leg down, both legs lift up, grab your elbows each other, give yourself a big hug for coming to class, squeeze your knees together and down, keep your head on the floor without lifting your head, tuck your chin in a little bit, look down the center line of your body and breathe. Eventually, or in the future, when the bone, joint, skeletal system has improved, the whole spine from coccyx to the neck will be flat on the floor. Change, arms down and eyes open. You can inhale through your nose. And then exhale through your nose. Second set, bend your right leg up, interlock your fingers, switch the grip, other thumb, pinky finger on top, pull your knee out to the right, down towards your shoulder, completely avoid your rib cage. Keep your head on the floor. Without lifting your head, look down the center line of your body and pull down a little bit more. We're purposely putting pressure on the lower right abdomen, massaging the ascending colon. This posture is good for digestion. Change. Right leg down, bend your left leg up, pull your knee out and down, massaging the descending colon. Try to keep your right shoulder down, right glute down. If your right calf muscle doesn't naturally touch the floor, flex your right toes back to your face. Push the pads of your fingers into the backs of your hands. Pull and breathe. Change. Left leg down, both legs lift up, grab your elbows each other, give yourself another big hug. You can also grab your knees, the backs of your legs. You can interlace fingers. If you're pregnant, you can do happy baby. There's so many options. Squeeze your knees together and down. Keep your head on the floor. Tuck your chin in a little bit. Look down the center line of your body. Squeeze, breathe, hold. Just giving yourself a nice affirmation here, a nice hug. Change, arms down and eyes open. A note on pregnancy, especially in the third trimester, you have a hormone in your body called relaxin, which does exactly what it sounds like it does. It relaxes your muscles. So often people, when they're in third trimester of pregnancy, will actually be like hyper flexible. So keep that in mind as you move through, like especially hip opening postures, that you don't necessarily have to go as deep into them as your body might allow you to, right? Because you actually have many superpowers right now, including growing life, but one of them is actually like your muscles can stretch more than non-pregnant people. So just keep that in mind, especially on the floor series. Okay, next we do a straight leg sit up. If you have any concerns about your back, skip the sit up, roll off to the side, meet us on your abdomen. Otherwise, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Elbows to floor, forehead to knees, good. Turn, lie on your stomach for the spine strengthening series, starting with Cobra, Bhujangasana. Pregnancy variation is fish pose on your back. Place your hands flat on the floor just below your shoulders so your elbows point up to the ceiling. Zip up your legs like a cobra's tail, toes and heels touch. Lock your legs, squeeze your butt, push your feet, hips, and hands down, look up and lift. Stretch your upper body off the floor. Use 100% spine strength. Beautiful. Come up halfway only. Just your belly button on the floor. The rest of your chest is in the air. Elbows stay bent. They make an L, a 90-degree angle like a rectangle. Roll your shoulders back and down. Stretch your elbows to your hip bones. Don't forget about your cobra's tail. Keep your feet together. Toes, heels touch. This posture is so good for your back strength. Make sure that your neck is in line with the rest of your spine. So you're not necessarily dropping your head all the way down. You're also not jamming it back. A nice long neck. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lock your legs, high Amanda's cat. Lift your chest up. Change, slowly lower down. Look to your right, left ear on your mat. Arms down, palms face the ceiling, toes together. Heels fall open. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. Second set, bring your chin forward. Place your hands flat on the floor below your shoulders so your elbows point up. Zip up your legs, toes and heels touch. Lock your legs, look up and lift. Stretch your upper body off the floor. Keep your chest proud, shoulders back. All of the postures that we're doing here, the spine strengthening series, they're so good for your back strength. They're also really healthy, but sometimes subtle back bends, right? So you don't have to like go the deepest into a posture. Again, it's not about like contortion of the body. Think of it more like a heart opener, right? When we do these postures, we're also strengthening our back so that it's easier for us to stand tall after class. Lock your legs, look up, chin up, chest up, stretch up, breathe up. Good, change, slowly lower down. Look to your left, right ear on your mat, arms down, eyes open. So I found in my personal practice, it is fun to get like quote unquote good at postures, right? That's part of the fun thing about a repetitive sequence is the more you do it, the more familiar it becomes, the more meditative it becomes. And sometimes you can go a little bit deeper into them, but keep in mind too, like the goal of the postures isn't to be able to do the postures better. The goal of the postures is like to be able to pick up your grandchild or to be able to walk upstairs, right? Like things like that, for me at least, right? It's about quality of life outside of the room. So make sure that what you're doing inside of the room is in service of like a good quality of life after yoga. Bring your chin forward, arm straight position for locust, Shalabhasana, the pregnancy alternative is our nice little tiger pose in tabletop, alternating opposite arm with opposite foot. Otherwise, locust, chin forward, arms underneath you as best you can. One day, pinky fingers touch. Lock your right leg, point your right toes, and lift your right leg up to a 45-degree angle. Half of 90, see the foot come directly over the top of your head. Press the shoulders down, spread your fingers wide, really engage your tricep muscles here. Squeeze the triceps, squeeze your glutes, lock your leg, point your right toes, lift your heel up, change, right leg down, relax your right leg, lock your left leg, point your left toes, and lift your left leg up. Keep your hip and forearm in contact. This is a really good opportunity to practice keeping the hips in line for like balancing stick. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. Balancing stick or bow pose, standing bow. If your hips tend to open there, this is a nice opportunity without having to balance to feel your hips in line with one foot off the floor. Change, left leg down. Third part, tuck your chin in a little bit so your mouth is on your mat. No wrinkles in your neck. If you are doing the tabletop variety, keep your shoulders out of your ears, so the spine long. Zip up your legs like a cobra's tail. Lock your legs, point your toes, roll forward, and lift both legs up. Come up. Everybody come up. Struggle a little harder. Don't give up. Mouth down, shoulders down, triceps tight. Squeeze your butt. Lock your legs, point your toes, lift your thighs up. Change, slowly lower down. Bring your arms out. Look to the right, left ear on your mat. A quirk of this style of yoga is the real locust pose, Shalabhasana, is when both of our feet lift up. The one leg at a time is just practice, right? It's in service of the third part. So make sure you're giving yourself a little bit of extra energy for the third part. I said that because I realized in the first set that I did not have the energy. I'd gone a little too hard. The reason why we do the right leg and left leg is because, in my opinion, this is like we do the hardest version of locust pose. There's many different versions of locust pose throughout yoga, and I think Bikram's is the hardest because the arms are straight, the palms face down, which also makes it a lot safer for your shoulders. The palms face down makes it safer for the shoulders, but a little bit harder than the palms facing inward, and the legs are locked and the feet are together, right? It's not easy, so that's why we do the right leg, left leg first, but that's just a warm up. The real deal is both feet together. Bring your chin forward, arms straight position, rotate your arms, palms face the floor. Bring your arms underneath you as best you can. One day, pinky fingers touch. Spread your fingers wide, lock your right leg, point your right toes, lift your right leg up. I used to hate this posture so much that I would like count it down in 6. Like I would be like, I'm 1/6 done. I'm a third done. I'm halfway done. Lock your right leg, point your right toes, lift your heel up, change, right leg down. Relax your right leg, lock your left leg, point your left toes, lift your left leg up. And if you're in your tabletop, again, shoulders away from the ears, neck long, so you're not collapsing. Press the shoulders down, lock your left leg, spread your fingers wide, lift your heel up, change, left leg down. Grand finale, tuck your chin in, mouth down. Bring your arms a little closer underneath you, spread your fingers wide, zip up your legs, lock your legs, point your toes, roll forward, lift both legs up. So this is the real deal, locust Shalabhasana, probably the hardest Shalabhasana out there. Mouth down, shoulders down, squeeze your butt, lock your legs, lift your thighs up, change, slowly lower down, bring your arms out, look to the left, right ear on your mat, take a breath. And again, one of the things that I actually really like about this sequence of yoga is that a lot of the postures are the hardest versions of postures, but perhaps counterintuitively, they are also the most beginner friendly. They're the safest for your body. So sometimes people in that last posture will have their palms face up rather than down. You might be able to lift your legs higher, but that's actually really dangerous for your shoulder, right? It gets more into like circus or contortion. Again, a lot of the versions of the postures that we're doing in here are pretty difficult, but at the same time, they're more beginner friendly because you're not like cheating your way into like, you know, like opening a joint without building the strength first. Purna Shalabhasana, full locust. Bring your chin forward, arms out to the side like airplane wings, feet together, toes, heels touch. Lock your legs, point your toes, look up and lift. Arms, body, head, legs, everything lifts off the floor like a 747 taking off. Just your hip bones on the floor, the rest of your body's in the air. Look up to the ceiling where eyes go, body knows to follow. You can also do pigeon pose with your arms up for a pregnancy variation. Zip up your legs, toes, heels touch, lock your legs, point your toes, lift your thighs up, chin up, chest up, look up, come up a little higher at the end. Beautiful, change slowly with control, lower down, tucking your wings, look to your right, left ear on your mat. So this pigeon pose variation, if you're pregnant or just don't want to do the stomach version, If you are pregnant, this is one, pigeon pose is one to be careful of in third trimester with the relaxin hormone, because it can, like, your hips can be overly open. You're always welcome to take a pillow. I'm gonna show you real quick. You can take a pillow and put it underneath your hip. And this is just true in pigeon in general. You can put a pillow underneath your hip so that there's extra padding there so that you're not sinking all the way down into the hip, if that feels good. Okay, second set, other side of pigeon, or you can do second set full locust, chin forward, arms out to the side, feet together, toes, heels touch, lock your legs, squeeze your butt, point your toes, look up and lift everything, lifting off the floor, so good. Hands at a 45-degree angle, so your palms aren't facing the floor, but they're also not facing all the way up. This is a really good shoulder opener, right? And you're also strengthening all of the muscles in your back. Lift your thighs a little higher, arms a little higher, lock your legs, thighs up, chin up, chest up, arms up, look up, come up a little higher at the end. Good, change, slowly lower down, tuck in your wings, look to your left, right ear on your mat, take a breath. So perhaps not surprisingly, in, like, especially with pregnancy yoga, there's a lot of schools of thought. Some people, for example, say, like, you should never do yin yoga when you're pregnant because of the relaxin hormone. Other people say, actually, yin yoga is like a great option for that. Some people say, like, you should never do pigeon pose when you're pregnant. Other people say, actually, pigeon pose is a really good way to, like, prepare your birth canal, right? So I'm saying that not just for pregnant folks, but also for not pregnant folks, because in regular yoga, you will also always have someone who says, actually, in floor bow, which we're about to do, you should always flex your feet. And you'll have someone else who will say, you should always point your feet. You'll have someone say you should be on your thighs. You'll have someone else say you should be on your abdomen. There's a million different variations of all of these yoga postures. I believe part of the joy of this sequence is that it's a sequence, so we do them in this variation for a reason. But again, if something doesn't work for your body, you're always welcome to do a modification or a variation, right, that works for you. Bring your chin forward, Dhanurasana, floor bow, bend your legs, grab your feet from the outside. So I'll show you from the side. For example, there are versions of floor bow that look like this, where your toes are flexed and your thighs are on the floor. But in ours, you're gonna bend your legs, grab your feet from the outside, point your toes, squeeze your butt, look up to the ceiling, and kick into your hands. Pregnancy variation is bridge pose on your back. So in this version, we have the thighs off the floor, the toes are pointed so that you can really engage your hamstrings and calves so you can kick harder, opening through your chest, opening through your shoulders. Also good for digestion as you hold still between your ribs and hips. Notice if you're rocking back and forth a lot, hold still. Little sips of air in and out through your nose. You're kicking in two directions. You're kicking back, but you're also kicking up to the ceiling. Look up to the ceiling. Kick, kick, kick. Good. Change slowly with control. Lower down. Look to your right, left ear on your mat. Take a breath. Bring your chin forward, bend your legs, grab your feet from the outside, 2 inches below the toes. Second set pregnancy series, you can do bridge, you can also do wheel, you can also do cat-cow. Point your toes, squeeze your glutes, look up to the ceiling, and kick hard into your hands. My advice in general is, like, if you take a vinyasa class where they tell you to flex your toes. When in Rome, do as the Romans do, right? But when you're in this class, do it in this variation because I think it makes sense with the rest of the sequence. We're doing it this way on purpose. Bring your knees in, feet out, wrists straight, point your toes, look up, kick, kick, kick. Good. Change slowly, lower down, look to your left, right ear on your mat. Take an inhale through your nose. And then exhale through your nose. Bring your chin forward, put your hands on the floor, push up, come to the top of your mat, fixed firm, Supta Vajrasana, showing you from the side. Open your knees, open your feet, point your toes back. Option to stay here, or as you're ready, start to sink your hips down, walk your hands back. You can keep your hands in front of you, beside you, or behind you the whole time until one day you can sit down between your heels. If you can sit between your heels and you're not in pain, put your hands on your feet. Right elbow down, left elbow down. Drop your head back, head to the floor. Tuck your chin in, neck, shoulders on the floor, arms over your head. Grab your elbows each other and hold. Wherever you are is just perfect. If you want a gentle stretch, but never a point of pain. This is true throughout class, but it is particularly true in this posture, which works through, like, tightness in the knees. There's a joke in this style of yoga. We say, like, you can mess with your yoga teacher, you can mess with the IRS, You can mess with God, but you cannot mess with your knees. Change. Put your hands on your feet. Press yourself up, head up last. Turn around, Savasana. Head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat, letting everything stretch out. A fellow yoga teacher friend once made a joke that has stuck with me about, whether you believe in Darwin or God or some kind of combination, we can all agree that knees are not the best thought out joint, right? Whether that was evolution or divine intervention, knees, not the best thought out joint, right? Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Wonderful. Come to the top of your mat, second set, fixed firm. Sit knees, feet together, open your feet, sit between your heels. You can always open your knees more if that helps you to sit down more. Put your palms on your soles, right elbow, left elbow, listening to your body, head back, head to floor. Tuck your chin in, neck, shoulders on the floor, arms over your head, grab your elbows each other and hold. So I like to say, knees are like the Mariah Carey of joints. They only want the brown M&Ms, right? But if you treat them well, they will let you walk on them for your whole life. So just keep that in mind. We're just gently stretching the kneecaps here. We are not like pushing them. They are not a malleable joint. Change. Put your hands on your feet. Push yourself up. Head up last. Turn around, Savasana. Head to the front of your mat. Feet to the back of your mat. And the truth is, even in more malleable joints, like perhaps your shoulders are more open than your knees, even then, we don't want to like contort or push, because that's where, when we're contorting or pushing ourselves into something that doesn't feel good, probably not enough strength in that area to properly, safely move the joint. So keep that in mind too. The shortcut is usually the long way, right? Like actually you'll get there faster if you just do it the right way rather than like contorting your way into a posture. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. Come to the back of your mat, half tortoise, Ardha Kramasana. Knees, feet together, hips on your heels, arms over your head, palms together, cross your thumbs. You're always welcome to start standing on your knees too. Stretch up and go down. You're welcome to put one or both hands on the floor and help yourself in. Otherwise, forehead to floor, little fingers to floor. Arms are active. Tilt your pinky fingers down. Try to get elbows and wrists off the floor. Just the knife edges of your pinky fingers touch the floor. The rest of your arms are in the air. Reach your arms forward. Sink your hips down. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Change. Come on up. Arms with ears. Stomach in. Beautiful. Arms down. Turn around. Savasana. Head to the front of your mat. Feet to the back of your mat. Inhale, feel your chest rise. Exhale, let your shoulders fall. If the sit-ups ever bother your back, you're welcome to skip them by rolling off to the side. The sit-ups, like everything else we do, are optional. Otherwise, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Okay, turn, come to the back of your mat, second set. Knees, feet together, hips on your heels, arms over your head, palms together, cross your thumbs, maybe other thumb on top. Notice if the hands come apart. Push palms together actively. Stretch up and slowly with control go down. Stomach in, forehead to floor, little fingers to floor. Reach your arms forward, sink your hips down, re-energize, reorganize, revitalize, stretch. And change. Come up, palms together, knees, feet together. Beautiful. Arms down. Turn around. Savasana. Letting everything go. Just taking a moment here to reset. In the same way, in the beginning of the standing series, I'm often a little fussy, and by the end, I can find stillness between every posture. Same thing here. As we get deeper into the floor series, see if you can find a little bit more stillness, a little bit more breath between each and every posture. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. Come to the middle, top of your mat, Camel Ustrasana, our deepest back bend. Stand on your knees, 6 inches between knees and feet. Put your hands on your lower back, thumbs outside, fingers down to the floor. Push your hips forward, keep your eyes open, lift your nose, your chin, look up, and one day head goes back. Option to stay here or go back halfway, freeze in the middle. Option to stay here, or when you're ready, right hand down, grab your right heel, left hand down, grab your left heel, thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels. Push stomach, thighs, hips forward, lift your chest up, drop your head back, look for your toes behind you. You're always welcome to keep your hands on your back the whole time. Change. Put your hands on your back, press yourself up carefully with control, stretching up to the top, sit down, turn around, Savasana. So this is a great example of a posture that can feel uncomfortable when we're in it, but makes us feel so good after class, right? So again, you're never going to a point of pain, a point where you can't breathe. But if you feel a little uncomfortable in a back bend, that's quite normal. Just remember how tall we can stand after class, right? How easy it is to sit up. Like those are, that's what we're going for, right? That feeling of lightness that follows us throughout the day. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, okay. So use what you learned in first set to do the second set, right? If first set you had to come out early, maybe go a little slower. First set was a walk in the park, maybe go a little deeper, or stay just as you are. Open your knees, 8 to 10 inches between your knees, 6 inches between your feet. Put your hands on your lower back. Try to bring elbows close together. Press your hips forward, lift your chest, and relax your head back. Option to stay here or go back halfway, freeze in the middle. Option to stay here or right hand down, grab your right heel. Left hand down, grab your left heel, or maybe you just, one at a time, lower your hands down just to see what that might feel like. And then you bring your hands back to your lower back, right? It's up to you. But at a certain point, there's a little bit of a leap of faith, just reaching back. Push your hips forward, lift your chest up so you're not collapsing into the lower back. Whole spine back bending, lift your chest, drop your head, breathe. And change. Put your hands on your back, press yourself up. Head up last, stretch up, sit down, turn around, Savasana. The floor is your friend. Let it hold you up, especially after a spinal compression posture like that. Feels so nice just to lie down on the floor and imagine the whole spine kind of stretching out and realigning. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, come to the middle of your mat, rabbit sasandasana. Sit knees, feet together, hips on your heels, make L's with your hands like little dummy ears. Grab your heels from the outside, thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels, stretch up, chin to chest, go down. If you have a long torso like I do, it might be hard to grab your heels as you go down. Once forehead to floor, little fingers to floor, then reach back, grab your heels, pull on your heels. Option to stay here, or when you're ready, lift your hips up. If there's a gap between your knees and head, you can walk your knees up one by one, that head stays in place. If your feet are coming off the floor or your grip is sliding, ease up a little bit, full palm grip on your heels. It might sound counterintuitive, but lift your shoulders up towards the ceiling, away from your ears to decompress your neck spine. Change, hips down, slowly uncurl, vertebra by vertebra, disc by disc, head up last, very nice, turn around. Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. Just returning to that stillness, right? That intentional stillness. So we're still in our body, still in this present moment. Breathing in and slowly breathing out. Legs together, arms over your head. Flex your feet, squeeze your seat, sit up. Good, second set. You're also always welcome to do some cat-cows here. Otherwise, second set rabbit, knees, feet together, grab your heels from the outside, stretch up, chin to chest, and go down with control. Take your time, listen to your body, forehead to knees, maybe nose between the knees, top of head to floor. Pull on your heels, don't lose the grip, lift your hips up, squeeze your heels together, press your hips forward, lift your shoulders up, suck your stomach in, round your spine. Change, hips down, slowly uncurl. Head up last, beautiful, turn around, Savasana. Head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. This is usually the point in class where I'm like, what's for lunch? And when I notice that my mind has wandered, that's just a beautiful invitation to come back into your breath, into your yoga practice, keeping the mind with the body, the mind-body connection. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. Come to the middle of your mat, Janushirasana, head to knee pose. Right leg out, left leg in, two legs make an L, as in legs. Inhale your arms over your head, big stretch up, make it feel good. Exhale, turn to your right, tuck your chin to your chest, put your forehead on your knee, interlock your 10 fingers up to the webbing under the ball of your foot, flex your toes back, bend your elbows down, sock your stomach in, left elbow down, left shoulder down, roll into the left. Change, arms up, left leg out, right leg in, big stretch up. Turn to your left, chin to chest, put your forehead on your knee. Now, if your forehead and knee don't touch with a straight leg, try bending your leg. Touch knee and head together, flex your toes back, bend your elbows down. Notice if you're rolling to the left, rolling a little to the right, two shoulders in line. Change, arms up, both legs out in front of you, option to stay here or lay down and sit up. Paschimottanasana, stretching. Bend your knees, hook onto your big toes with your peace sign fingers, middle and index fingers, thumbs on top, scoot your butt back, right, left, 10 to 15 times. Knees can stay bent if it helps you keep a flat back. Eventually legs are straight, stick your butt out a little bit, see if you can lock your legs. Spiral inner thighs down, flex pinky toes back, so the soles of your feet are flat rather than turning in. Lock your legs, puff up your chest and fold. Stomach to thighs pull, chest to knees stretch, shoulders back, chest forward, one day toes and head touch. Good, change, come on up, turn around, Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat, hopping back into that stillness. What if every Savasana got a little bit more intentional, right? So this is your best Savasana yet. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, second set, head to knee pose, right leg out, left leg in, two legs make an L, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, turn to your right, tuck your chin to your chest, put your forehead on your knee, maybe switch the grip, other thumb, pinky finger on top. If it's easy to touch your forehead and knee together with a bent leg, keep going, kick your heel forward. If your leg is straight, lock your leg, heel off the floor, elbows to floor, stomach in, left elbow down, left shoulder down, roll into the left. Change, arms up, left leg out, right leg in, sole of right foot pushes into inner left thigh bicep, stretch up, turn to your left, chin to chest, go down. So this is the third and final Janushirasana head to knee pose, right? We're stretching the kidneys, squeezing the pancreas, stimulating pineal gland, thyroid, parathyroid gland, good for the endocrine system, good for toning the abdominal wall, rounding, opening the spine. Right elbow down, right shoulder down, two shoulders in line. Change, arms up, both legs out in front of you. Option to stay here or lie down and sit up. Stretching, Paschimottanasana, bend your knees, hook onto your big toes, middle and index fingers, thumbs on top. Scoot your butt back, right, left, right, left. Knees can stay bent if it helps you keep a flat back. If your legs are straight, stick your butt out more, lock your legs, puff up your chest and fold. So head to knee and stretching are different but complementary postures. In head to knee pose, we rounded the spine to compress the abdominal wall. In stretching pose, we're stretching the spine to stretch the abdominal wall. Roll the shoulders back and down, flex your toes back, pull, stretch, stretching the hamstrings, stretching the calves and Achilles, lock your legs, change, come on up, turn around, Savasana. So in that third part, right, you're extending from the lower back rather than like rounding it. Little nuanced, right, but makes sense. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, and those two postures are complementary with this one. Final spinal, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Bend your left leg on the floor. Touch your right heel to your left knee corner. Right arm close behind you like a second spine. Left arm up and over, draw a circle. Grab your left knee with your left hand, heel, and knee all touch in one spot. Inhale, stretch up, stomach in. Exhale, look over, right shoulder twist. You can keep your right hand behind you for stability. You can also reach behind you, grab your left thigh with your right hand for a half bind. Notice if you're leaning back or to one side, evenly distribute your body weight on both sit bones. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, pull abdomen in. Look over right shoulder. Push your left elbow into your right knee like triangle pose. Turn, twist upper body back. Change, unwind, swap out your legs. Bend your right leg on the floor. Touch your left heel to right knee. You can also keep your right leg straight. Left arm behind you, right arm up. Bend over, grab a right knee with right hand, heel, and knee all touch. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, look over, left shoulder twist. You can keep your left hand behind you or reach behind you. Catch your right thigh with your left hand for a half bind. Keep your spine straight and your chest lifted. Pull your abdomen in, left foot down, right knee down, point your right toes. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, look back, twist and twist and twist. Good, change, unwind, turn around. Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. Inhale, feel your chest rise. Exhale, feel your chest fall. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, come to the middle of your mat for final breathing, Kapalabhati. Sit knees, feet together, hips on your heels, hands on your thighs. If it hurts to sit on your feet, don't do it. Sit crisscross applesauce. Every once in a while, try to sit on your feet. Lick your lips, swallow a couple times, concentrate, meditate. Don't forget to have fun. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So as you exhale through your mouth, pull your abdomen in. When the stomach relaxes, the lungs automatically take in air. All 5 fingers together, arms are active here so that your spine can stay still. Begin. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good for you. Honor yourself. Give yourself a hug, high five, pat on the back, turn around, Savasana. Close your eyes, open your arms and legs. And take a nice slow breath. And if at any point today you find that you get a little frustrated with yourself or negative self-talk starts to creep in, just take a moment to think back to this moment and all the moments that led up to this one, right? Your decision to come to class, how hard you worked, the times that you pushed yourself a little bit, the times that you were compassionate with yourself, right? Think back to that feeling and this feeling right now, right? How could you ever have anything bad to say about yourself, right? You're so unique, so beautiful, and we need you in this world. And hopefully yoga helps make this world a little bit more manageable. Take an inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. You are so very alive.